The first one I wanted to get into, I was going to say touch on, but I'm not going to use that talking about Diddy. I'm going to say I want to talk about was Diddy getting sued by Lil Rod for more SA allegations. Again, he's alleging that he was forced to engage in sex acts with sex workers. He was groped and drugged by Diddy and a bunch of other entertainers in the music business. So before we dissect it, I want to know where you guys stand on this. And if you even believe it, because there's a lot of evidence that proven he's capping.
Dollars, you just said something I didn't even know, that other entertainers.
The information about him lying. So one of the big things that came out was there was a photo of sex, and it was supposed to be Stevie J.
Yeah,
And,
but it ended up
go ahead.
It ended up being a porn star. I think his name was D'Angelo.
A porn star came out and said that was him in the photo.
But they were claiming that it was Stevie. But
yeah, because the indictment, he alleged Stevie J was in on some stuff. Meek Mill, who we gonna get to next.
These are alleged because it was redacted.
I don't know. I think that 50 always fuck with him. 50 and P Diddy. 50 is in the industry. 50 wrote songs for him, so it might be a little validity of what he's saying because he might have been around some of it, but
the evidence is the evidence. Just like with women, it's like if you lying and it's just a cash grab, I think it's nastier when men go for this cash grab rock.
I think it's because the sexual performance or the act.
This whole shit, trying to say these allegations, and what make it worse is all the other people that he roped into it. If he would have just said Diddy, I'm like, okay, that's believable. But when you start like all of these other famous people is in your story, all of these sex acts, all these famous people, and it never leaked all of these years later. I know when it rains and pours and everybody on Diddy's head right now, but I feel like that would be a hard secret to keep for that long.
I have one question. How long ago did this happen? He said it happened.
How long ago?
One of the incidents in particular happened around Thanksgiving last year, 2023, with Young Miami's alleged cousin or assistant. She followed him in the bathroom.
Like it says a Philly rapper who was dating Nicki Minaj. So it's like, use your imagination. You see how quick you came to that? Exactly.
Another one
is it really redacted?
Another redacted name was one that had residency
in Vegas and performed at the Super Bowl.
Another
no. Jeez, what's your guess on that?
Another one that dated an alleged assault on a Bayesian.
Is this? Oh my God. Is this guy?
So he's actually fighting this one. So I will give him that. Obviously, this seems like it's a crash grab more and more with the evidence that's coming out. So it looks like Diddy might be vindicated. But these things are going to keep coming. Y'all, we only in February. He's already probably the number one candidate.
Actually.
Oh, March. I'm sorry, it's the second now. Early candidate for having the worst year of 2024. We're only 2 months in.
Dollars, I think Cassie made people want to speak up, whether it's a false narrative or a real narrative. He did that. He took care of the lawsuit real fast.
Because this is embarrassing, figuring it might not go out. Red, go ahead.
No, the evidence is telling because this former security guard came forward and said some of the statements was, he spiked alcohol bottles for guests and that they were drugging them.
Told him not to drink it.
Talking about Diddy.
There was specified bottles, supposedly, but he's not just going after Diddy. He's going after Universal. He's going after all those other labels that, tied to Diddy. Because supposedly they were aiding and abetting in, alleged affairs that were going on.
Before we move on, I just want to ask, does anyone have any questions why there was a gay porn actor at a Diddy party? Everyone in this room, I think, has thrown a few parties in our day, right? Have any of you had any porn actors at your party that you're aware of?
I don't know if they was
performing sex acts.
Hold on. I don't know if they was gay, but you just never know, right? You just never know what they like, what they into, or what they like.
I'm pretty sure the people that I invite to my parties, I know what they was into in my crib. At the very least, I know what's gonna happen in my house, and I know there will be no sex acts in any room in my crib.
You know what makes me worry about Diddy is the 50 Cent.
50 really
have me thinking like, Diddy might. And then I seen that one video that 50 reposted of the Justin Bieber. We gonna have fun tonight, and I'm just like, at that time, Justin Bieber was like 14 years old. Like
he was kind of putting the press on him. He looked nervous. I seen someone put like the signs of somebody that's been traumatized and their reactions and how Justin, like he didn't want to make eye contact. He was stuttering.
He was just trying to get on. I get it.
There was also an interview with Usher, I think, with Howard Stern, and they asked him about the flavor camp, and they asked him also, young, now that you're a father, would you send your kids? He said no.
Oh, wow. I didn't
see. How about
his face?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not victim shaming, but I do believe that maybe there is some truth to what he's saying, but it just
think?
looks a little funny. That it's not just the sexual assaults and the drugging. He was also in the lawsuit. They said something about mail wire fraud.
Said he was
it's a whole RICO
operating
case,
a
or
racketeering
as
enterprise.
the people on the internet saying a FRICO case.
I don't know, man.
But it's just hard to see because he also put out a GoFundMe to try and fight Diddy in court to get his records back because he was a ghostwriter. He claimed he's
It was
owed
a
money.
work for hire, they said.
So it's hard to see between the lines, whether somebody is doing something out of spite or it's really happened. Victim shaming is the worst, but it's just a stretch for me because it's so much. It's just a stretch.
I believe 50 because 50 was there too.
And I could have made a
right.
very insensitive joke when I said stretch, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to get
Don't
canceled.
cancel us, y'all.
I believe 50